A calculator is an engineer's best friend. Since time immemorial, counting devices have been used by engineers, from the abacus to the now scientifically evolved scientific calculators. Today, we will be opening one scientific calculator to find out what it's made of and how it is manufactured. We will be looking specifically at Casio FX991EX class whiz, which is mostly used by engineering students in UP Diliman. Now we look at the outer appearance of the calculator. It has a cover made up of polymers so that it won't easily break, and its main body is made up of different buttons made up of polymers, a solar panel, and a screen made of LCD. At the back, it has 6 screws. Unscrewing it, we have little screws made of iron wood. Opening it, we see inside there is a circuit board, wires, the battery, which is 1.5 volts. The circuit board is made up of semiconductors, transistors, resistors, and microchips, all in this printed circuit board. We also have the screen, which is an example of a sandwich type of material. This gold strip right here contains little lines of conducting wires as it is attached to the circuit board.
Utilizing the strength of our more than 500 engineers, we manage all phases of circuit board manufacturing from concept to production in our factory located in Kassel, Germany. In this film, we want to show you the production process. It takes place in 3 main steps. First, SMD assembly. Sensitive components, some very small, such as resistors or diodes, are placed automatically onto the surface of the board. This is called the SMD assembly, for surface-mounted device. Second, THT assembly. Larger components, such as capacitors or coils, are assembled by hand, using through-hole technology. The components are positioned with their leads through corresponding holes. Then they are soldered onto the circuit board. Third, test and coding. After the assembly is completed, the circuit board is electrically tested with a special testing adapter. Once it has passed various tests, the board is finally coated with a protective layer. Between the production stages, each board is checked with automatic optical inspection procedures. In total, 10 optical inspection machines ensure that our high-quality standards are met during the whole production process. Now let's take a closer look at the 3 steps of production. Starting with the SMD assembly. First, solder paste is applied on the board with a solder paste printer. A template ensures that the application of the paste is limited to the points where the SMD components will be placed. Afterwards, the board enters the assembly machine, where SMD components are placed automatically. They are loaded into the machines in reels, similar to film reels. Typical SMD components are resistors, diodes, transistors, or integrated circuits. The smallest of these components are about the size of a pencil point. Therefore, the machines operate precisely, but also extremely fast. After every component is placed, the board passes through a 23-foot-long furnace. A temperature of 500 degrees Fahrenheit causes the solder in the spreadable soldering paste to liquefy. Now, the SMD components are bonded firmly to the board. The next big step is the THT assembly. The placing of the larger components is accomplished by hand, but also with the greatest precision. At each workstation, a screen shows the exact position and number of the parts to be mounted. Now, the THT components are soldered onto the circuit board. In the wave soldering system, the board is moved slowly over a wave of liquid solder at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Here, the wire connections inserted through the board are bonded firmly to the circuit board. Last step, test and coating. Once cool, each board is electrically checked. Are all of the components in their place? Are they the correct values? Does the board perform electronically? Lastly, each board is coated with a protective layer on both sides. The liquid coat of lacquer looks thick going on, but when dry, it will be about the thickness of a human hair. The coating protects the board from dust and moisture and prepares it for a service life of more than 20 years.
Ay, video pala to.